Okay, first of all, just to thank everybody for coming along this afternoon. We've undertaken a very important task, which is to, at the invitation of the Council of Hong Kong University, to review the structure of governance in the university. We come to this with very open minds. We've got quite a lot of experience of governance of successful universities in different parts of the world. We want to try to understand how we can contribute to the continuing development and improvement of Hong Kong University as a world-class university. And we believe that having a really strong and clear and simple system of governance is a critical precondition to having an outstanding quality university. So, we're here this afternoon to undertake a number of forums. Yesterday we met members of the University Council, and today we have met the deans, we have met the student union representatives, and this afternoon we're meeting undergraduate students, postgraduate students, and alumni. And through the rest of the week we will carry on with a series of meetings to listen and to learn about how people perceive the governance of the university, its strengths and its weaknesses, and what they would like us to recommend for the future. So thank you very much for joining us this afternoon.
The majority of students have voiced their concerns over numerous occasions, students, teachers, and alumni through various occasions, that they are objecting to see you as the chancellor of this very university. How do you plan to take into account of these views?
Well, we've heard a lot of comments about that from students and from others, and we have to reflect on that. We reflect on it in the context of the way in which universities internationally are governed and their relationship with the governments who fund the university. So there's an international context to that. We're still listening, and we will make our recommendations accordingly to what we hear. Another question?
As the Chancellor of York University, do you think that the Chief Executive is necessary to be the Chancellor of the Hong Kong University? Is it really necessary for the Chief Executive to be Chancellor? You've been the Chancellor of the University.
I'm Chancellor of the University of York, and in the UK, being a Chancellor is largely an honorary position. You have to either be a member of the royal family or a celebrity, and I'm neither of those, so I'm a real exception. In other institutions and in other jurisdictions, the role of Chancellor varies. It may be a government official, or it may be somebody appointed directly by a government official. The UK is out of line, in fact, with many other countries in that respect.
But if we are going to abolish that system, it requires very sophisticated and complicated procedures. So how are you going to adopt these students' opinion if you're really going to listen to them?
Oh, well, certainly. Let me emphasize again, we're listening to student opinion, we're listening to staff opinion. The complexity of the situation is exactly as you described. It's not a simple answer, and there is no simple yes-no conclusion. I think in looking at the formal position of the Chief Executive as Chancellor, it's also quite necessary to look at the relationship both at Hong Kong U and at the other universities across Hong Kong to see whether there is some commonality and see whether there is some need for a common approach across the different institutions. Because the power of the Chief Executive seems to vary according to the institution. Let me take any other questions.
Now the lay members takes most seats of the council and does give students and the staff and the teachers on the minority. Do you think it's a good practice?
It's a common practice. In the universities that I've been involved with in the UK, it has been very common for the lay members to be in the majority and to bring external expertise onto the council. And then for staff and students to also have a voice on the council. But the critical thing actually is, does the council work as a team with the common objective of driving the best possible performance of the institution? And that to my mind trumps everything. Is there a really good working relationship, for example, between the president of the university and the chairman of the council? Because that is also the fulcrum on which the balance of relationship is based. I'll take one more question. Now, you've had one.
Due to recent incidents, do you think Hong Kong U Council works as a team?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Due to recent incidents, do you think Hong Kong U Council works as a team or just divided into several parts?
I think there's some way to go, from what we've heard so far, some way to go in developing the team. but my impression, and my colleagues may confirm or don't, my impression is that people are heading in the right direction. But these relationships require an element of trust over time to crystallize into an ideal form.
So Mr. President, from the very incident of Professor Johannes Chan's appointment being rejected, that is the Vice President's appointment being rejected by the Council in September last month, do you see a systematic flaw or systematic dysfunction within the Council system? Is there a trust need to be restored within the campus, within the students, within the alumni?
I think that one of our functions is to help the university to continue to develop trust and to be able to invest through changes in the governance structure in developing that model of leadership that a university needs. And, you know, universities are very complicated organizations. They operate in a world which is increasingly competitive. A number of universities around the world are more nimble, more agile, more flexible, more able to respond quickly to opportunities. And I think we need to understand how governance can advance the needs of the university rather than the needs of individual constituencies within the university.
But then it's not the question then, the question is whether there is a systematic dysfunction from arising from that very incident.
You know, so far we've listened to views of members of the council and to students and others and to deans. I wouldn't go so far as to say that there was systemic dysfunction. I would go as far as to say that we have heard expressions of concern, but a positive approach to our review in the hope that we can help to address those areas.
The areas being political interference.
Shall we? Can I take any other questions? I'm sorry, you've had a very good run. Any more questions? No?
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. Thank you.